What's up, Hyukers? We're back with another video. This time we are doing a college series. Our first episode is the Ultimate College Dorm Guide.
I'm Reggie, and I am now a second year at UCI.
I'm Jacky, and I'm also a second year, but at UC Berkeley.
I'm Teresa, and I'm going to be a second year at UCLA.
I'm Kelly, and I will also become a second year at Clark University.
I'm Bryan, and I will also be a second year at UCLA.
I'm Liz. I'm also going to be a second year, but at UC Santa Barbara.
For our first episode, we will be dividing up our dorm guide into essentials, suggested, and bougie recommendations.
So the first thing that we have under essentials is all your room stuff, and this includes things like your bedding, which includes bed sheets, your comforter, your pillows, blanket, etc. Everything that goes on your bed. And we also have listed here desk lamp, and then we also have like your clothing and hangers. The hangers we recommend to get the velvet ones that are thinner and they're easier to like have more of. Also, in terms of clothing, you don't really need that much clothes because you're gonna have a smaller closet than you probably do at home. So you probably want to take more of your comfy clothes rather than your cute clothes, but you can also like have a few nice outfits, of course, for like fun events. We also recommend taking one set of like presentation or fancy clothing for like interviews and presentations and stuff like that. And for shoes, definitely don't bring all the shoes that you have. Try to bring some for like each occasion. So you want your slippers for lounging, your shower shoes, which can just be like cheap slippers from like Walmart, formal shoes, and your everyday sneakers, and then like boots.
I actually go to school in the East Coast, so I thought it was really useful to have gloves, and you also need a warm waterproof jacket. I thought it was really nice to have a scarf because if you don't want to wear too many layers, you can wear a scarf and it'll warm you up really quickly. And also a thin long sleeve, and snow boots are very essential.
So now I'm going to be adding in some toiletries and basic bathroom essentials. So starting off with kind of the most obvious ones that no one should really forget is the toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, face wash, and skincare routine if you guys have one, nail clippers, chopstick, and you should also keep your chopstick one inside a bath. Chopstick.
Oh, doing chopsticks.
I was like, why are you bringing chopsticks for the toiletry?
Chapstick, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotion, sunscreen, perfume/cologne, and any makeup product you use. Contact refills and solution if you use contact. A shower caddy, which is very handy.
Don't bring like the plastic bowl ones because then water will sit on the bottom and you'll get mold in your room. So,
but if you do want a plastic one, try to get the ones with holes on the bottom so the water can run down.
A toiletry caddy cup.
Like toothbrush cup, basically.
And finally, a towel. Usually you'll want to bring a big one for the shower and a small one if you use to like dry your face.
And just like a quick little life hack for when you're packing your toiletries, like try to like envision you doing your nighttime and morning routines, and then everything you touch, just put it in your bag, and then that way you don't forget anything that you use.
And next up is laundry. So you will be doing your own laundry when you go to college, and you are going to need a laundry basket or a bag to put all your laundry in. We suggest having Tide Pods where it's just small little pods that you can just carry with you.
Dryer sheets, but I also started using like reusable dryer balls to save the environment.
You should also check up on the laundry machines and see if it only takes coins or if it takes your card or like your student ID.
You can also get laundry mesh bags, and basically what that is, so I put all my socks in the laundry mesh that you can just zip up, and you just throw that in the washer right away. When you're taking out your laundry, whether from the washer or the dryer, it'll be quick and easy.
So because it's COVID-19, you need some extra things to keep you clean, but you should also do this after the pandemic, like just be clean. So we'll start off with the obvious ones: Clorox wipes, a face mask, paper towels, some hand sanitizer, keep your hands clean, tissues. I use tissues a lot, vitamins, emergency is really good. My friends swear on that. I still don't think they work, but apparently emergency will help you prevent being sick. Meds, painkiller. I use Dayquil a lot. Yeah, in your first week, almost everyone gets sick. I got sick every quarter, I think. So just be prepared for that.
Also, it's helpful to have like a basic first aid kit. I just brought like a small little first aid kit. You can buy those like Target, Walmart, and those will include bandages, alcohol wipes. I think that was really helpful for me.
And real quick, like before you move your stuff into your dorm, you're gonna want to take Clorox wipes and like sanitize every single thing, like your bed, your mattress that they give you, your desk, your closets, because it's kind of dirty. They don't really clean it that well when you switch from like one year to the other.
This is like, I don't do that.
And that's why you got sick every week, so.
So next up is electronics. I think it is helpful to have a long charger. They have those 10 feet chargers. You can look them up on Amazon or any like stores. It's helpful to bring a laptop. You can bring like an iPad or a tablet with keyboard and pencil, and extension
cord can be found really helpful. By the way, I'm putting an audio over because her internet like sucked and it glitched.
Also, a small fan is very helpful if your dorm does not have AC. And earphones are very useful. And Venmo and Uber, it's nice to have those downloaded on your phone and set up.
Okay, so now we'll be going over the miscellaneous stuff. You'll need a backpack to carry your materials, a reusable water bottle like a hydro flask or a thermo, just for extra storage, or even to throw away your trash. You'll need like tote bags, plastic bags, just extra bags in general. A lot of people forget an umbrella, which leads to them having to borrow or them just walking out in the rain. Some people get pepper spray, tasers, whistles, just in case you're out in the dark and you're alone. Just extra security. A phone wallet, because a lot of college dorms operate by having your door unlocked by a card.
Now we're moving on to more of like the suggested things. The first part was like bare minimum that you should bring, but this is what we think add to your experience. So I'm gonna start off with like decorations, because you really want your dorm to feel like your home. The first one would be like Christmas lights, fairy lights, LED lights. It really adds like an ambiance to the room. Mirrors, pretty useful. We have like one full-size mirror in our room, and that was honestly a really underrated thing that you don't think you use every day, but it's very helpful to like, you know, check your fit. Tapestries or anything like that, like posters, photos, just things to make it pretty, liven up your room. And going on that, you can use push pins, putty, command hooks, tape, anything to attach it to the wall, because you can't really leave holes unless you want your security deposit taken away. For my walls, they were kind of like soft, so you could put push pins in it without leaving a hole, but that was just mine. Like, I know most dorms aren't like that.
For my dorm, personally, I had a brick wall. I found putty to be one of the only adhesives that work on brick walls.
Another thing you can use to decorate is like Febreze wall plugins or sprays. They just really make it smell better. I think in my room we had a humidifier, and that really, it always smelled like lavender. It was nice to come home to. Also diffusers. It's like, I know for some dorms they have the desk and you have shelves, but I always didn't have that, so you just put the books on your desk, and it's like kind of hard to keep them like upright. And honestly, I never thought of a bookend. I was using my Keurig machine, but a bookend would be very helpful. Lastly would be like any plastic storage / organizers box.
Yeah, and a lot of schools will have rising beds, so you can rise up your bed and put plastic storage underneath your bed. So next up we have snacks. As usual, cup ramen is always helpful. Also microwavable foods. There's a lot of microwavable foods out there that are really easy to prep, but non-perishable goods such as chips, popcorn, pretzels, granola bars, those are just quick bites that you can have in between your classes if you get really hungry, or in the morning if you can't wake up on time. And I also found reusable straws and utensils really helpful, and pots, pans, bowl, cup, mug, all of those will be helpful if you can cook in your dorm.
If you're gonna cook, make sure you bring sponges and soap, because I forgot that.
And now I'm gonna talk about more of like the things you need for school that aren't like that essential, but it's still like highly suggested. So first you have like basic school supplies like your notebooks, loose paper, your pens, pencils, and erasers. Now with online learning, everything just turns into PDFs. So if you have an iPad, you don't need any of that. But if you don't, you of course need some of that still. A mini whiteboard / markers. That's really good for studying. There are usually like giant whiteboards in like the libraries and like study rooms and stuff. But if you can't get one of those because they're all taken, a mini whiteboard is just fine. You're gonna want a portable charger.
In college, sometimes you don't come home for like a whole 12 hours. Like you're just walking around doing things, so portable chargers come in handy.
Back to the school supplies, there's also things like scissors, hole punchers, and staplers, but like honestly, other people are gonna have them, so like not to be that person, but like you can just borrow them when needed, but you can also bring your own if you already have one.
But scissors though, I think that's really underrated in your room. Like you just don't realize how much you use scissors.
Now we're gonna go over the miscellaneous stuff that's suggested. There are things like beach clothes or beach blankets that you'll need if you go to a school like UCSB or UCI. You do have free time in college, which you'll probably have a lot if you know how to manage your time. Card games, sports equipment, for people who like gymming, gym clothes, gym equipment. What I had on my bed was a bed rest, which I actually have. Can you guys see this?
Oh my god, I have one.
I have one too.
Yeah. And a lock and batteries. Some people say they don't really need, but I find myself needing batteries most of the time.
If you bring a bike to school, like if you go to biking school, get a U-lock. Don't get one of those cable locks because your bike will get stolen. Get a U-lock and tie it to your front tire and get a license for your bike.
What I had that like personally saved our lives, like Teresa and I like would always use it during our lecture, was like a tiny fan that was like meant for like selfies, I guess, that you plug into your phone. But really, like, since it was so hot, like all the time walking to and from classes, when I would sit in my lecture hall, I would like start sweating. So I would just get my tiny phone fan. It was extra and annoying, but like it did the job of like cooling me down.
Next up, we have bougie recommendations. So these are a little bit more of a high-end priced items that you can have at your dorm, but you do not need it in order to survive throughout the school year. So first off is a fridge or microwave.
If you're gonna get your own fridge and microwave, make sure that it fits the guidelines for the ones that are allowed at your school, so that you don't get like fined or anything like that.
And you can probably check the guidelines on your school website. And just for kitchen items, you can get either a water filter. If you are a little bit uncomfortable using the water from your school, you can just put those through the filter, keep it in your fridge, and you'll always have cold and clean water. You can also get a Keurig.
Usually they don't allow like coffee machines because it has a hot place, but Keurigs are usually allowed because it trickles down. What I used to save money was not like the pods, but like reusable pods. So you put the coffee grounds in the reusable pod, and then you put it into the Keurig machine, and then it's really helpful to have a fridge because you can keep creamer in there.
If you need any hot water for ramen or anything where you need hot water, you can just get one of those electric kettle pots that you just plug into the outlet and it'll boil water for you.
Another thing you can get for your dorm is a rug, also a bedside shelf or a bedside caddy, and that's also really helpful if you have like a loft bed or just like if you're on a top bunk bed. A mattress topper, for me personally, I do not like firm, hard mattresses. They come in the dorms when you first move in, so I think it really depends on the person. So some people they end up liking the mattress and they're fine with it. If you have room in your dorm and you guys can also get a beanbag. Oh, also a seat cushion for your desk chair. Plants, because they're cute decorations and for breathing, I guess. And next thing is a projector. Me and my roommates had a projector, and we would have a white sheet and we would hang it on our wall and just watch something out of our projector. That was just on the bougie side, and we were just being extra. So if you really want, you can get a projector. With a lot of these items, you can also check if your school has them available for rent, or you can buy it for a cheaper price. But other than that, it's just a recommendation. Yeah, and then lastly is a bike or an electric scooter for transportation.
If you bring a bike, I would recommend getting a basket, because sometimes you're just walking around and with your phone, where do you put it, or where do you put your lock when you're just biking around. So a basket or a bag in the front.
In most campuses, bike theft is the #1 crime, so just be wary of that.
Yeah, mine got stolen.
Yeah, if you're okay with it, just walk, honestly.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have skateboards or penny boards, because you can just bring those in with you into your classes if you're kind of worried about getting your bike stolen and you are willing to ride a skateboard around campus, then that's pretty helpful. And just to mention one more time, you do not have to go out of your way to buy any of these. It is up to you if you do want to bring them, but these are just our suggestions.
And definitely what I would recommend is, first of all, like getting all of the things we listed as essential. Like you're definitely going to need that. And then once you get to college, then you figure out what you want from the suggested, because you don't know what kind of space you have. And then also most colleges have like a Target or something nearby.
And try to find the most affordable versions of these.
I definitely like got a lot of the things that I needed at Ross. Like it was so much cheaper and it's actually like good quality and nice. So definitely check Ross, like don't sleep on them. Target's really cheap too.
Dollar Tree, that's where I bought the kitchen supplies. So if you guys did forget soap and stuff,
yeah, Dollar Trees, 99-cent stores, Family Dollar if you're in the East Coast. And that's it for our first episode. If you have any other suggestions about college, we all go to different schools, or most of us go to different schools. So if you have any questions about that, you can always leave a comment down below or DM us on our Instagram, which will be listed down below.
Leave a comment down below, like if you have any specific questions or any suggestions for future videos you want us to make related to college.
Yeah, so we will be posting on Mondays and Fridays as usual, but now on Mondays we will be continuing our college series, and on Fridays we'll be having a lot of fun playing a bunch of quarantine games through Zoom. And that's it for our video, and we are Hyuking out. Hyuk!